Hello, I'm Risho Getri and welcome to this series of Mindset Kabanga Educator videos for Grade 5 Technology. In this series, we are discussing how to implement a technology project in the classroom. Today in studio with me is Thembeka Klipu, whom you'll recognize as the teacher from the classroom inset, and from ProTech we have Chris Mutupi and Peter Middleton. Everybody welcome. In the previous episode, we saw Thembeka helping the children to evaluate their projects, and we saw her assessing their work through her comments and questions to them. In this episode, she's going to finish off the project. Have you noticed which of the learning outcomes she has not yet dealt with? Here is the outline of the learning outcomes again. Learning outcome 3 is about understanding relationships between science, environment, technology, and society. This learning outcome 3 has 3 assessment standards, and in this project, the teacher deals with impacts assessment standards. So, her learners must still show her how well they can think about the impact of technology on the way we live and do things. She uses Unit 2.8 in the Technology for All Grade 5 textbook, where the children see a photo of a chicken farm and some questions. This kind of farm produces chickens in a way that saves costs. This means the farmer can sell the eggs or meat to us at low costs. But few people know that the chickens are hatched and then kept in a long building all their lives until they are slaughtered. They never walk around outside, and they sit in one place on a wire mesh floor. They get food regularly to make them grow faster or lay more eggs. The lights in the building stay on most of the night to make chickens think it is still daytime so that they will go on laying eggs. This method of producing meat and eggs is also a technology. It has made high-protein food cheap and available to millions of people who otherwise would not get much animal protein in their diets. But some people ask, if we, humans, think we have good values, can humans make chickens live in this way? Now, watch as Thembeka puts the question to her learners.
Okay, we've done our chicken homes models. We've acquired the skills. Remember the cutting skills, the measuring, the marking. Then we used our technological knowledge to come up with the models. Now we're going to discuss the last part, which is the impact of technology. How does it affect the environment? But we're going to be basing it on chicken farming. Okay, if you can look at page 37 from me. Page 37. I want you to look at your models. Look at your outside yards. Okay? Look carefully. Look at your nesting places. Look at your inside shelters. Good. Now, look at figure 1 at page 37. That is a chicken home with a space for the chickens. So now, Tando and Tahira have made the chicken home for Linda's chickens. Do you think Linda's chickens are going to be happy in that chicken home that they made for her?
Because the space is too big, they can run around.
They can run around. The space is too big. So can you see that we are accommodating what we said the chickens need? Ne? What do you say the chickens need? Lumkisa.
They need 2 bowls of water for them to eat and drink.
Wonderful. 2 bowls of water for them to eat and drink. What else? Yes, Sibusiso.
They need space to exercise.
Wonderful. They also need space to exercise. What else they need? Yes, Charlene.
They need to sleep.
They need to sleep. Where do they need to sleep?
On the patch.
On the patch. Good, Charlene? Yes, Nkulego?
A place to lay their eggs.
A place to lay their eggs. Okay, what else do they need? Phumeza.
To be warm and safe.
To be warm and safe. Those are the chickens' needs, isn't it? And we have catered for them through our models. Okay, looking at technology, we know that technology improves things. Nowadays, it allows the farmers to put many chickens, about hundreds of them, cramped in one place. They cannot walk, they cannot move around. If you look at figure 2 in page 37, that's because of technology. Okay, they put them close together. Can you see that?
Yes.
They are all chickens there. So what we have made, and think of the chickens' needs, and tell me, do you like what you see there? Is it fair? And you don't go like yes, no. You explain, you tell me your views, you tell me your feelings. Okay? Who can start? Do you like what you see there? Yes, Philip?
No, ma'am, it's not fair because they breathe the one air together.
They breathe the same air, they don't get enough air. What else, Lumkisa?
It's not fair because the chicken can't move around.
The chicken cannot move around because they are cramped together in one space. Wonderful. Yes, Siliziwe?
It's fair because they are protected.
He says it's fair because they are protected. They are in a shelter. Who else has got something to say? Professor?
It's fair because they are warm.
Very good. She says because they get warmth, it's warm there. Okay. Farmers say it's cheaper for them to raise the chickens like this because they can sell the meat cheaper than Linda. So I want you to compare the way the big farmers farm their chickens and tell me, would people pay more for chickens if they were raised in kindness? I want you to discuss this in a group. Make it a big discussion, then you come up with an answer, come up with an agreement. You don't have a right and a wrong answer. Okay? Let's discuss. Discuss.
I think the
Would you pay more for?
Tembeka, exactly what answers were you expecting from your learners? Because it doesn't look like they could reach any conclusion at all.
I wasn't expecting any particular answer. I just wanted to raise the awareness that they can see the problem, and especially the cruelty towards the animals, and also wanted them to see the kindness towards the animals. I also wanted to raise the fact that technology produces food cheaply for people, and that Linda was kind to her animals, to her chickens. But the eggs that we get, the cheaper eggs and the cheaper chickens that we get, come from the environment that is unnatural and that is unkind to the chickens.
Well, I really want to add there, because the issue I think is well chosen, because learners have been designing a place for Linda's chicken that is safe, that is warm, and that is big. And I think what they want to do really is trying to be kind to the chickens. Maybe it's because they know that they are going to eat them one day. But there are just 2 points that I want to make, here. The first one is that technology is value-laden. It means every time we talk about values in technology, now we have to promote good values. The good value that we are trying to promote here is that of being kind to living things, and that is what we want to promote. But the second thing that I want to point out is that we want to bring it to learners' attention that Linda's chickens are going to cost a little bit more than those chickens that we saw from the other farm, in the photo.
Learners were a bit tired in that lesson, but you can have more lively debates to discuss the issues for bias for example. And in that debate, you don't need to have a winner. I just want to assess their thinking skills.
What do you think about this way of producing food in such chicken farms? Can you think of other ways to do it? Now let's see the lesson where Tembeka closes off the project. She reviews what they have learned about the structures.
Okay guys, in this unit we're going to review what we have learned about structures. We use structures to build our model for the chicken homes. Now I want to make sure that you understand so that you can apply your knowledge in other projects. Okay? What are structures? Tell me anything about the structure. What do you know about the structure? Anything? Yes, Philip?
Shell structure protects.
Good, Philip. He says a shell structure protects. So a shell structure is a type of the structures. It has to have a thin layer to cover something or to protect something. Who do you want to tell me something else about structures? Yes, Fatua?
A cupboard.
What is a cupboard? Good book. So he's giving us now the example of a shell structure. Very good. If you can turn to page 38 of your books, please. If you look at figure 1, there are people building Linda's chicken home there. I want you to look at the structures they are using and tell me which of those are shell structures. Yes, Siliziwe? Good. He says there, the roof. What is it used for?
To protect the chickens from rain.
To protect the chickens from rain. So the roof covers. Okay, it protects. It's a shell structure. What else can you tell us? Yes, Jolie?
A fence.
A fence. Which part of a fence is a shell structure?
This one.
The net one. Good. What is it used for?
For the chicken jackals can get out.
So that the jackals, it protects the chickens from the jackals and the chickens cannot go out. Good. Do you know another type of structures besides the shell structure? Yes, Philip?
A frame structure.
Very good. The frame structure. Can you give me the examples of the frame structure? Yes, Philip?
A bridge.
Good. A bridge is a frame structure. Okay. Now let's look at figure 1. What do you see there as an example of a frame structure? Yes, Siliziwe?
A fence.
Good. The post of the fence. Those are frame structures. What else do you see as a frame structure?
A door.
The door frame. Okay? That's also the frame structures. The last one do you have is Pumeza?
A step ladder.
The step ladder. That is the frame structure. So can you see by the examples that were given that the frame structure, what does it do? It holds. Okay. Do you have another example of a structure? Solid structures. Very good. The solid structures are structures that are made from blocks of material that are heavy. Okay. And they are held by the ground. So let's go back to figure 1. What can you say is a solid structure there? Yes, Siliziwe? The bricks. The bricks, they are the solid structures. We have learned a lot about structures, and I told you that one part of assessment is going to be the test. So I want you in your books to go to page 70. Then I'm going to give you the papers so that you can write the test. 70. Going to fill in those sentences using the words frame structures, using the words long, spaces, triangle, and joint. Okay, you're going to write the whole sentence and fill in the space using those words. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's write a test. This sentence, right? No, this one is. Good.
Tembeka, I see you gave your learners a short test. Now, that is not usual in technology now, is it?
Yeah, it's not. But I did it to raise an awareness that the learners were learning technology. Because for some teachers and for some learners, they tend to link the importance of the subject to the number of the tests that are given in that subject. I also do it to gather some evidence of how they have achieved LO2, which is the technological knowledge. I also believe that learners learn whilst writing the test. It's actually when they are writing the test when they can see how much they have learned.
Everyone is finished writing their test. Very good. Now I want you to put together your portfolio. Okay, according to the pages. On top, you put the cover of the portfolio. Then page 2 will be your investigating page. Page 3 will be your evaluating page. Page 4, the idea you liked the most. Page 5, how you went about in doing your models. So that I'm going to take your tests and your portfolios. Okay.